Like school, e-learning.
This is a campus task. Just like with question 3, where we had to listen to a conversation, we had to listen to a conversation here, except without the letter to the editor or whatever reading passage we're done. We had to do. We can only get information from the speaking. And this is a conversation between 2 students about something on campus. And this is always a problem solution question. One of them will have a problem, and the other person in the conversation will offer 2 solutions. And usually the first person, the person with the problem, will have sort of a dilemma or a problem with the solution, a reason why it might not be the best choice. And the reason they do that is because at the end, you have to make a choice of which one is best. And if one is clearly better than the other, you know, and one is like really good and one is really bad, then that's a really easy choice. But if they both have merit, if they both have benefits, and they both are bad in some way, then that question becomes more difficult, and you have to think a little bit more. So in this conversation, the man is talking with his friend, and he just found out that the man's problem is he must complete 2 semesters, this is semesters, my shorthand, of a foreign language. I didn't want to write foreign or language, so foreign language, in order to graduate. But what makes it more difficult is all of the classes are filled next semester. So he can't take the class next semester, which is why it's a problem. So in American schools, or at least in my college, we had to take 3 semesters of a language in order to graduate. So you actually had to plan your schedule years in advance. You know, when I was a second year, I knew which classes I would be taking my senior year of college, because you have to fulfill certain requirements. Not only for, you know, your general education requirements, where you have to take science and math and you know, a literature class and all these other classes, including foreign language classes. You also have to plan out your major classes. So this is problematic if you just found out something that you have to take and you've already planned your schedule for the next 2 years. So, you know, that's why you be aware when you're at college. Be sure to know what the requirements are your first year so you can plan it out. Now the first solution, as I have here, S1, is to take an intensive 2-month course over the summer that you meet 3 days a week, or for 3 hours a week, excuse me. 3 hours for every day. So this basically means, just like your like school intensives, that he'll be studying a foreign language for all summer. What's you have to keep in mind with this one is that he is an American college student. Very, very few American students take classes over the summer. Mainly because by the time you're in college, you either have a job that you work over the summer and then you don't have time for classes, but also the summer is meant for a break. You have your 9 months of classes and then your few months of break. So he's very resistant. He doesn't want to do this because he's never had to do it before. The only people who have to take classes over the summer are usually people who failed a class or have to retake it, or if you want to graduate sooner, you'll take the classes you would take over 1 semester over the summer. But it's pretty rare. Most people just go to school during the fall and the spring semester. So he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to work over the summer because he's never done it before. The second solution is to test out. The way it works in college is if you have already taken a foreign language, it doesn't make sense for you to retake the beginning classes. So you take a test at the beginning of the class of the language that you have some proficiency in, of a language you know, and you will either test into a certain level, just like you do at Like School, you test into a certain level, and in some cases, if you are proficient enough, you test out of the entire 3-semester classes. You don't have to take any of them. You don't have to fulfill that requirement because you already speak a language well enough. So with this solution, he would have to, his dilemma here is he would have to study on his own without a teacher. He would have to study whatever language he chose on his own in his spare time without the help of a teacher. But he wouldn't have to take classes over the summer, and he should be able to graduate on time. So those are our two solutions. Solution 1 with a dilemma, solution 2 with a dilemma. So then you're asked to give your opinion. And my opinion is the first solution. I thought that one made the most sense. So I put a big pink star there. And then here are my reasons why I think he should choose this one. Now with these examples, you have to be careful because you can only use information that is given in the conversation. You know, you can't say something that didn't come up here. You can't say, well, I really like studying, so studying over the summer will be fun for me. That won't really work. You have to use the reason that they gave during the conversation. So the first reason I would choose is because he can get 1 year's worth of credit. The way it works in college is each class has a certain amount of credit. Most classes have 3 or 4 credit hours, and each semester you should take anywhere from 14 to 18 credits. And 18 is a lot. 18 is a lot of work. But he should get 1 year worth of credit, so he should get at least 8 to 10 credit hours. What he would normally take him a year to acquire in 2 months. So he would just be, you know, getting 8 credit hours in a really short amount of time. He's also sure to complete it. They're not guaranteed to test out because he would have to learn a whole bunch of information on his own. If he took the test and didn't pass it, then that he would have wasted all of his time and he might not graduate on time. So he is sure to complete this course. And the third reason is the benefit of a classroom environment. The reason this in solution number 2 is problematic, the man has a dilemma with it, is he would have to study on his own without a teacher. And that's a big concern to him. So this concern serves as a reason for solution number 1. So he'll have a classroom environment, so he'll have other students, and he'll have a teacher to ask questions. So for these reasons here, I believe that solution 1, where he has to take the intensive summer course for 2 months, for 3 hours a day, that's the best solution for him. So that's how you should structure your response. Remember to include the man's problem, the 2 solutions, the dilemma, and then be sure to leave at least 10 to 15 seconds at the end to talk about your opinion. And that's one of those things that my students have the most trouble with, is they'll get this first part really well. They'll give me the solutions and they'll give me the dilemmas, and then they'll have 5 seconds to give me their opinion, and then I have to make them be quiet because time ran out. So be sure to include enough time so you can include your opinion as well. So why don't you take a look at my response and then look for this pattern inside it.